Hi guys, and welcome back to the DriveLife podcast. I'm delighted to be joined today by Daniel and Ian Hartley. Ian father, Daniel's son. You've got some very exciting news. I think I'm going to let you explain to our listeners.
Yes, good evening. It's evening.
It is. It's dark outside.
Yeah, the sun goes down.
It's late in the day.
But it is getting a bit brighter. But,
it's definitely brighter for you guys.
Yeah, it is. So, quite a bit of a story, a long story really. Daniel's just been given the chance to go on the Rising Stars Speedworks Toyota Gazoo programme, which is a British touring car team. Yeah. And in that it's quite in depth and got a lot of detail to it, including programs, fitness programs, things like that. Including
it literally is a whole driver development package, isn't it?
Yes, I think they want to mirror the Sheddons and Josh Cooks of this world, you know, and young Max Buxton who's just got into it as well, and that kind of thing. So I think, like a lot of things like these days, if you look at the darts and even if you look at the snooker, there's a lot of younger kids, younger lads that seem to be getting in there early, don't they? And I think this is the type of thing they're going to do. So we got an opportunity to jump. Daniel got chosen of one of the five.
You say, sorry for interrupting, you say five, but that five was sort of squeezed down.
Yeah.
It started off as a lot more than five,
didn't
it?
It started off as numerous and then got down to, 85 official inquiries or something like that. And it's a long story, or a nice story actually, but then we kind of initiated it with a contact to the BRSCC who run the Fiesta Junior Championship, is what they've come into as a grassroots level, looking for the next best thing, touring car driver, GT driver, try and get them at an impressionable age, let's call it, or trainable, impressionable age.
Yeah,
so,
Kingsland at that age where you absorb everything.
Yeah.
The older you get, as we all know, the older you get, the less you absorb.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot more and a lot faster at a younger age.
Yeah, as you know, when you...
So, I mean, if you want to go back quite a few years, I'm guessing, and let's start with Daniel's journey. You know, where did you start? Was it on holiday?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it, Flo? We kind of flew back and forth to Mallorca a few times because we like it there, and Daniel wanted to have a go on a kart up in the north of the island, so we went up one day, didn't we? And I said, come on son, let's just jump on this kart, and by the end of a couple of weeks he was lapping me, and this guy tapped me on the shoulder and just said, your lad can drive, you know, you need to take him somewhere. So that was the start of things, weren't it?
And let me guess, you went, just...
Yeah, it were a bit...
Brushed it off a little bit.
I was going to say it pissed me off at times, but it did.
Yeah, well... but, we all like beating our kids.
It annoyed me.
Because the day when the kids start beating us... Yeah. You're never going to get it back.
Yeah, let's not keep going over
Sorry,
it.
I'll leave that there.
So basically, it took great pleasure in beating me, and great pleasure on people turning up. Guests, you know, we're meeting on holiday. Are you coming up? Are you in the north? Yeah, well, no. Why don't you come with us for the? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can show him how to go on. I've done a bit of karting, you know, and I've done a bit of racing. I've done a bit of motorbike racing. I've done all this, and Daniel had just go wipe the floor with them, you know, and thought, and that was the start of it really. And he came off with a smile on his face, and ended up. I think we went for about 3 or 4 weeks one time, and he ended up with wearing a yellow shirt of the company jersey. And said, do you want to work here, so to speak?
Be an instructor, yeah. So anyway. Daniel, did you realise at the time you were quick, or did you just think, I'm just having fun? And
I just thought I was decently fast, because I thought my dad was bad at first.
we won't pursue that conversation.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, come on. To be fair, I kind of knew the lines and the rest of it. All right, I'm knocking on a little bit now, but I kind of half knew when we were beating the Germans, of course. We beat the Germans, and we kind of had a really good time and what have you. And then he just like white flower with everybody. And I can remember the Berlin karting club came and they said, does Daniel want to go out with the Berlin karting club? And spoke better English than us.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Well, it's went proper.
I remember as Daniel went out for a practice, they kept him back and kept him to one side for a minute. I thought, what they're doing here, the lads will run it. And they said, right, it's the 30-minute race now, and they started Daniel about 150, 200 yards behind him, which, Daniel...
How many laps to pass?
Well, it only took 2 or 3 laps, and he'd gone by them all, the rest of it. But it was interesting. Yeah. And we've got some fantastic photographs of people kind of putting their arms around him and things like that. But, that was the start, really. And, I came home and looked into getting into karting.
Yeah. So where did that go from there then? What sort of time period are we talking? From coming back off the holidays, realising, there might be something, to getting on a...
Well, that was late summer.
First race.
That was late summer, so we're kind of at your school, Reed School in Drax. Yeah. There were a lad there who... which team was it? KMS team.
He was already racing for KMS, was he?
Yeah, there were a lad there in Reed School that were in the X30s at KMS, and they said, why don't you come and see us? So we went to, where did we go to? We went to Shannington.
Shannington.
That was quite interesting, because I thought, let me go frighten him to death with some real noise and power and speed, because these things are nippy, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. Yeah, and I thought these are proper things, at a national level.
Yeah. How much more power are we talking?
Well, these things have 25 horsepower, or something like that, weigh nothing.
What had you been on?
Oh, they're only 4
horsepower.
Yeah, only 5.
So it's quite a step up.
Yeah.
And did you find that easy to pick up on or not? Did it take a bit of getting used to?
It took about 2 or 3 weekends.
Yeah.
To fully get up to speed and get focused into the motorsport and
things happen a lot faster, don't they? All of a sudden.
Yeah. And before you know it, you're racing on the biggest track in the UK. Yeah. Racing against world champions, the UK world champions.
It's a big step up, that, isn't it?
At that point, we didn't realise we'd gone in at national level, to be honest.
Right, okay.
Anyway, that was the jump. And
so how did you get on then? What were the results?
It was really funny, because we went to this place and they said halfway through, I thought he got bored, you see. Yeah. Because of his dyslexia and his autism, his kind of attention span's different to other people, let's say, or interest of things. And I thought, he's got bored. Really, result, we don't have to go down this road.
You don't have to go karting anymore.
And
have your weekends at home.
And he said, you don't fancy it then, do you? And he goes, no, I just want to get in one. I went, oh, right, okay. and so we went back and went to see Kato, was it, at the KMS?
Yeah.
Who was a great fella, and we just jumped in the big chassis, basically the bigger chassis. They could have gone into a smaller chassis, couldn't you? But went to the big chassis and the Minimax, weren't it? You went to the Minimax, and that's it. By that winter of 21, early 22, what is start of the
first season.
Yeah.
And how did that first season go?
Okay, yeah.
You strike me as a person who's never happy. You're always pushing for that extra bit.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Typical racing driver. Yeah, only perfection will do.
Like the driver will be never happy unless he wins.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, there'll be some, I could have done that a bit better, or that lap wasn't quite right, or there'll be something.
We didn't realise this, but we jumped in deep end, even to the point in the black plate, which is your novice plate, so you poled it at PFI in wet weather, against a good grid. That was a good Minimax grid at this time.
So is this international or just national?
This is national.
National,
yeah.
Okay.
We did a bit of international stuff, but that's another story. But then you poled it, didn't you? And you didn't like it because they pushed you to the back. Because
I was a novice.
to be fair, they'd probably have eaten him because it was really early on in his career. But they just, I thought, he's nippy. Yeah. It's coming through, and we really enjoyed that. So your first year, I think you did. You did the Minimax, didn't you? And you did that's the road tax class, and were you third in the kart championship?
Yeah.
The BKC kart championship, were third with that one in his first year, and Oh, that first end of the first year was your
Just
Winter
after
Cup?
the winter, just before with the Winter Cup, we went to Silverstone to go to the awards for the BKC.
Yep.
And I came third in that, so I got the third place trophy.
Wow.
And straight after that, it was the Winter Cup, and I just kept like getting faster and faster. It was at Wilton Mill. I just kept getting faster and faster.
So do you know that circuit reasonably well? Have you raced there a few times?
I did go there a few times.
Yeah.
And then in the final, I started third. Was it? I think it was third.
And where did you end
what
up?
icy.
Yeah.
Or
It was
cold.
very. It was like
Much like this weekend just gone.
Yeah.
so basically like icy, greasy.
Yeah.
So the ice was just starting to melt.
And do you like those conditions to drive in?
I look really good in the wet, but I hate the wet.
Right, okay.
Apparently, according to him.
Is that because you don't think you're very good in the wet?
I know I'm good in the wet. I just don't like it.
I know you're good in the wet.
I just started leading in the final race,
Yeah.
and on the last lap, this guy overtook me, and I thought it was the end. But then I saw him go wide. I said, "Oh, I can just do a cutback," and I just did it. Then I just kept defending the whole lap, and I won my
I
first
actually
race.
watched that. That was a live stream on YouTube, wasn't it?
It was my first win. The adrenaline was so much I couldn't really explain what I was feeling really.
But you just want that feeling again and again.
Yeah.
So is that trophy in pride of place? Is that?
Yeah.
22 that I think was end of 22.
2022.
End of 22 that, yeah.
A week before Christmas Eve.
So where do we go next year then?
Daniel going into karting at this kind of age is complex at this level because there's a lot of people start when they're 4, 5, 6 in Bambinos, that area. So we were challenging lads that have been karting much longer
time,
than him. Yeah, this was going to be our challenge and has been right from the start. So, but at this point, they changed the categories from Minimax big chassis to Minimax small chassis.
Okay.
So they were like a bit of a crossover. So Daniel did a bit of a Minimax big chassis and then a little bit of junior road tax as well. And that was you had a decent year again, didn't you?
Yeah.
Won a few bits.
So what's your
and bats.
preference at driving the two? Which do you prefer?
I don't really have a preference. I knew that it was faster because of the acceleration and the top speed.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just can't feel the difference because you're just so focused on the track. You can't really feel the difference.
Yeah. You're just in the zone and you're just going as fast as you can. It doesn't matter how fast it is, does it?
You just don't notice that how fast your lap times really are when you go into a bigger chassis with a bigger engine.
Yeah.
I think, was it that year? I know at the end of the first year, Darren Beavers, who is Mr. Bambino, they call him, who's been in it many, many years, does a great job running the kart championship, which is a national championship. He has said, Daniel, do you got to think about going to the T4 Nations Cup, which has got, 20 odd countries enter from all around the world.
Where's that hosted?
And that's held in Valencia. Is it...
T4 Nations Cup.
And I don't know, there must have been 300 drivers there, and Daniel then got put into the junior level, didn't you? And that's basically a 225cc 4-stroke basic.
So step up again.
Yeah, just a lumpy engine. No, absolutely no kind of add-ons or tweaks here, tweaks there. It's you've got to drive it. You know, the mechanic can set up the car with the driver, but it's down to the driver. Yeah. And so you did that at the end of your first year, didn't you? And you come third.
Yeah, I came third.
How many again?
Out of 70, were there? Something like that.
Yeah.
The first year.
Yeah.
So that was a good start. You enjoyed that. You enjoyed that, didn't you? You enjoyed the...
So you like that step up, you like that visceral experience of having to get hold of it and drive it.
Yeah. I like driving different cars and karts.
Yeah.
Because you're just getting so used to the future. Because it might happen in the future, it might not happen in the future. You never know.
Yeah. I like driving cars, and I by no means profess to be as fast as you, but because I'm carrying a little bit more weight than you. But I like having to drive a car. I don't like driver aids. I like the car sliding about. I like to be in control of it. I don't like the car doing it for me. It's all that hands-on I really like. You know, forget the ABS, forget the traction control. I like to be driving it. And I think you're similar by the sounds of it with that.
He touched on earlier, didn't he, and looked at me and give him, you know, your dad's some kind of growl, didn't it, where it just, I don't know if it's because we started in the winter, when he first started racing, so to speak. He kind of took to, you know, took to the greasy, loose kind of feel under your backside.
Well, look at the Finns.
Yeah.
How many successful Finnish drivers have there been in various classes of motorsport?
Yeah.
And it's because their conditions are horrendous.
Yeah.
They drive in the snow, they drive on gravel, they're used to driving in bad conditions.
Yeah.
And they get very, very good at it.
Yeah, because another example of that is the year after we did the T4 Italian Cup.
Yeah.
There were a few people in from all over Europe, weren't there? Some English lads, and
This was when I just started the BKC in Junior Primo, which was like...
oh right, yeah.
This is when Minimax dropped off in like people entering in it. So that's when they went from the big karts to the smaller karts, which helped us because we wanted to take the next level up into junior racing.
Yeah.
Well, basically, in one of the national championships, Dad and he did a junior primo, so it was kind of 12 to 14-year-olds and 14s to the end of the 16-year-olds. So this kind of give the opportunity to the inexperienced lads like Daniel, or the people just coming up because they missed out the big kart, and there were a big jump to 25 horsepower karts, which were, you know, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour at some tracks, you know, they're quick. Then because of he did this crossover season and he'd only done 2 seasons, we thought, oh, we'll enter him in that MSUK British title. And it won't like me saying this, but to be fair to him, he actually, in the end, he was a bit too good for that. We probably should have put him in with the older lads. Yeah. And we were just a bit concerned that, because he'd only done a couple of seasons.
You just haven't got that experience.
Yeah, and it probably hadn't, you know, because they know how to knock it about a little bit. There's the lads that's good at it, you know, and been at it a long time. They all grow up together, know who can stick their elbows out and who can't stick their elbows out, and things like that. So he actually won that championship with fastest laps and things like that. But what threw us as well was some of the performances were outstanding, and some of the lap times were outstanding. We're always in the top 3 of the senior juniors, as it were. So we did, even though we thought, oh, have we done the right thing, the wrong thing, and the rest of it, we did get a lot of good things out of that year in the junior primos, and a British title to his name as well, you know, in the karting. So pluses and minuses.
Can't take that away from you.
No, the kart, So we did well.
Yeah.
And
so
I think
another trophy for the cabinet.
Yeah. And then we went on to Italy then, didn't we? Went to Italy to the T4.
Yeah, that was just after the first race of the Junior Primo Championship. And this guy called I've known him for about 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
His dad was an ex. So he was like being really cocky and all that. So I just had to say I'm sorry.
It's all right, it's fine, mate. This is the stories we love.
And he was like getting all in my friend's friend's face, like saying, "Oh, why did you do that for?" Like, because she just accidentally just nudged him because it was fully wet. You can't see anything. Mm-hmm. Just went fully into him, did not see anything, but knocked them both off. Yeah. And just. I didn't want to get involved because I didn't want to make enemies.
Yeah, you don't want conflict, do you?
But in one point, you will have to stick up for other people.
Yep, completely. So what was the outcome of that then?
So in the final, it was so wet. Like, it was to the...
So this is the wet you don't like?
Yeah, I hated this wet.
And how well did you do?
So I was leading most of the final.
Yeah.
Then overtook me. Then he was getting all cocky again, mid-track, and like trying to like swerve into me. But you couldn't see it because you were on the grandstand. It was so foggy there as well. Yeah. But then he got a penalty mid-through, and I was like, okay, I might just I was just going to keep trying, I almost did make a mistake, but I did save it last second, sorry. But when he came off the track, he also got a nose cone, and I was about 6 seconds behind.
A few seconds, because they get a 5-second penalty. So.
Then he said, "I can still protest, so you can't win." I said, "What? Why? What's the point in that?" He said, "I don't know."
Because he's a bad loser.
You just accept defeat. You can always come back one other day. And he said, "Nope." So then he went to go and complain to his dad. But I did eventually win.
So you'll find that through your life, and I know your dad will have told you this and other people. You'll always find people like that who are bad losers.
Yeah.
And just do your talking on the track. Yeah. I know you say you don't like the wet. I know how quick you are in the wet. Yeah, and you're used to it in this country because you get a lot of practice in the wet, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what year was that?
Was that 23, wasn't it?
23, 24?
23, so it's been quite a short
Yeah.
visit to the karting circuits,
as
really.
sort of karting careers go, like you say, I know it's been very condensed. So what was next year then?
Well, we went into the full-blown juniors, next step up into British champs and all that kind of thing, and what have you. And that's the first. I was discussing this with somebody today. Actually, this is the first time that we'd come across politics, in teams and personalities, let's call them, and paddock personalities, and it kind of what an up and down year for Daniel, actually. But having said that, there were still plenty of highlights in there, some great results and things like that, and still came, what was the 50 or 60 in that championship? What did you come? 9th, 8th, something like that, wasn't it? Something like that. So even a bad year, we still finished top 10.
Yeah. That's not a bad year.
But still you had lots of character building, I think, that year, weren't it? And
a big learning curve.
Yeah, well, I at some point in these podcasts, I suppose the part of the story is Daniel's dyslexia and his autism.
Yep.
Which is, like we were discussing earlier, is probably a positive to his.
I'm a great believer in that.
Yeah.
Because I think you're very, very focused on the racing, and you don't let outside influences bother you.
Yeah.
Which is a big. I think a lot of driving at a high level is influenced by social media and by, your peers, other drivers, like you were saying, American lad. Yeah, having a go at you, trying to psych you out. Just water off a duck's back, like the driving do the talking.
It was Russian lad that made me smile though, when it were absolutely teaming it down the next day. Yeah. And this Russian lad had pipped him to pole position by about 2 or 3 tenths, and he said, came to me, Dad, and he says, this Russian lad said he's really, really, really good in the wet. And I said, mate, you were born in Yorkshire. Yeah. I said, you should have web feet. Yeah.
Did you beat said Russian lad?
Yeah,
he said to because you get a trophy for becoming pole. That's the thing in Europe.
Yeah,
okay.
He wasn't really upset about that.
Right. You missed a trophy, but it's just that's the day before the race.
And he said I'm excellent. He said I'm excellent in the wet. And I said okay. So the next day, first race, foot flew off.
He's not that excellent in the wet, is he?
No.
Another trophy in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Have you got a new cabinet? Has your dad built you a new cabinet yet?
They're all in my sim room. I always stack my my past suits.
Yes.
On my wall, just to give them to my children when I get older.
Quick thank you to the motorists for hosting us as always. To find their calendar of car meets, events and quizzes, head to their link in the show notes below. Speaking of sims, we'll jump back to following year in a minute. So you do a lot of sim work?
Yeah, I do.
So I know you were chatting with Harry earlier, our editing guru, about what sim software you use. You use R Factor, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
What's your preference? Why do you use that?
It was just when I started karting, I had the same sim while I went to karting into cars. I still had the same sim. Yeah. All I had to do is flip it round because then where the footrest go for the pedals, you can always just turn that upside down, and the silver bolts will be there, so you can just slap a different seat in there. Everything will just be the exact same.
Yeah. So it's just basically bolt on, swap it out, and carry on playing. Yeah. And it's got a full range of circuits on there. Yeah. Absolutely everything ticks all the boxes. Yeah. So are you fairly confident that the SimWorks helped you in your racing?
It does help you a lot with like visualing it from the sim to the track.
Yeah. So is that learning the circuit before you get there, or refreshing before you go race there again?
It's a bit of both. When you reset your mind when you go on that same track.
Yeah.
Like it takes you out of your comfort zone anywhere. It'll just take you to like, how do I explain this?
You just feel more confident when you're in there. You know, sort of when you get to the track.
It gets you ready for what's coming.
Yeah. Prepares you.
You don't really feel it, but you know that when you're racing good, you know that like you had the right. If you don't have the right mindset, you won't like perform properly. It's the same thing as like energy, like adrenaline and stuff.
If you're having a down day,
you're
not going to perform, are you?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to come back to Sims shortly, because I know another little story that I think your dad's dying to tell me because he's so proud of it. But we'll come back to that shortly. So let's just jump back now to then be 2025 last year. So what did we do last year?
Yeah, so this was an interesting year. So Daniel finished off the year pretty well, again in the slippy stuff. Yep. We found, I mean, this is a detail really, but we found that he kind of had to tweak his driving style, because when it gripped up in the summer, and this was so obvious when he was good in the wet, you see, so he had to tweak his driving style somehow. But
just because he got more grip?
We moved.
Yeah.
For different reasons, we moved teams last year. After a good start to the early year, there were one or two things that went off in a team we weren't 100% happy with, so we moved on. And this was kind of
out of the ordinary.
Yeah, was it mid-season or third of the way through the season?
We were just on holiday, then a fellow friend that I used to race with in karting, he's gone into cars now, and he like texted Dad saying, "Hey, do you wanna fly back over to England and have a day in a car?"
Mm-hmm. Was that's the first time a car had ever been mentioned?
Yeah, first ever time.
Completely out of the blue. So how many times have you driven a car before that?
None.
Never?
None at all.
So the first time you get offered to drive a car is on a circuit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were like...
So did we fly back over?
Yeah, we did. It was
August 25, yeah. So.
Me and my dad were like, what's going on? Really? Yeah. And first thing he told me to get in the car, he said, drive as hard as he possibly can. He was like teaching me everything that... He told me to take it steady. You
only get one opportunity at things.
No, yeah, exactly.
Don't go for it.
So you might as well just use it while you still have the time left.
So that went rather well, did it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was a start. It was a car that was a Mark 6 Fiesta, and it was made for somebody having a go first, if you know what I mean. Pretty nippy though, you know. The older engine's a bit quicker.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did. I think I touched on it with you that day, or a few days afterwards. I couldn't believe that. I can remember me learning how to drive many years ago and crunching gears and doing this and doing that and the rest of it. And next thing I know is at Blyton Park waiting for them lights to go green and pressing a clutch in. And what were more impressive to me, if I'm open, was at that time a sim was still set up as a karting sim. No clutch, no gearbox, no bolt upright seat or anything like that, you know, or any settings, nothing.
So I know people who are listening to this who are learning to drive, the question they're dying to ask is, how many times did you stall it?
Like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
But that was it. Yeah, that was it basically. And one off the finish line, but yeah.
So 2 or 3 times you stalled it. and then you were doing laps around Blighton, and I know your dad phoned me because he couldn't comprehend it, and I had a conversation with him. I've done Blighton quite a few times in a 300 and something horsepower Porsche, and your lap time was very, very close to mine. And you'd never driven a car before, and you're in a 1400 Fiesta.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's something going, right?
And then we flew back, and then we went home for a couple of weeks. Then we went back because it was the summer holidays for me in school.
Yep.
Then another person emailed us saying, do you want to fly back home again? And we were like, we weren't expecting it. So we did, and this was in a Mark 7, which was a car that my friend drives because he's come out of karting into cars.
Yeah, this is the one you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where was that? Which circuit was that at?
Blighton again, because I didn't have my licence to go to another track.
Yes, of course, yeah. And how well did you do in that one?
I did a little bit more faster.
No, you did well, because this was a more properly set up.
Yeah, more of a racing car setup.
And the lad who took him was Danny at Velocity, and he was brilliant with him, and had a great day with him, and his times come tumbling down again, and we're very close to the instructor's time by the time they finished, on his second go.
So I've got to ask you, do you left foot brake?
I don't know my left foot.
Like you do on the sim. So do you use your left foot for the clutch and the brake, or do you use your right foot for the accelerator and the brake?
Right foot for the accelerator and brake.
Okay. So you're just using your left foot for the clutch?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Only the clutch. I tried with my left foot, and it just starts way too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, God.
Yeah.
So I just went back to the other habit.
Yeah. It's strange that, because people have come from a karting background. Obviously, in a kart, you've got accelerator brake.
Yeah.
And on a sim as well, if you settle for karting, it's exactly the same. So a lot of people who do that will then jump in a car and then, use the clutch, but left foot brake all the time. So it's interesting you've gone to right foot braking.
Yeah.
But when you get old enough to pass your driving test, you're not allowed to left foot brake. So maybe stick with the right foot brake until you've passed your driving test.
I mean, moving further on, I think you learn to do all kinds of little things like that,
you'll
in tow and things like that.
One day you'll learn that, and I'm sure it won't be very far off.
So we had a second go in a car, didn't we? And then we flew back. And I said, right.
We'll start looking at cars. And
you spoke to your mum, didn't you, in the car?
And told her you wanted a car.
Yeah, and we started looking for a Fiesta.
Sorry, let me interrupt. How well did that conversation go with your mum? And he said, Mum, I want a car.
You what? I said, I want to drive a car. Like, really happy and all that. And she said, who do you think you are, Lewis Hamilton? I said, no, I just feel like I'm a racing car driver.
Good mum.
And then she said, I'll have a talk with Dad.
Yeah, we got another phone call about half an hour later. Is he with it? Is he talking? And I said, we'll have another chat with him. And he says, don't you want to do karting anymore? Would you rather do cars? He went, yes. And that was it.
So where then did the Speedworks come? Did they contact you, or?
Obviously, at that time, we thought, well, Junior Fiesta, what we're going to do, where is it? So we kind of, we'd emailed Esther, the car who runs that championship, and said, can you give us a list of all the teams and give us some clues of who does what and what happens and where can we go and everything. So we went to a couple of races, didn't we? He enjoyed it to some point, but he gets bored. He wants to get in one rather than watch.
When I go watch rallying, I watch it for half an hour and I'm like, I want to be in it. I want to be doing it.
Yeah.
And it's...
Yeah.
I know what
Which I found strange to start with, to be honest, until I met one or two people I trusted what they're saying. So, mate, with people who drive, don't watch. Yeah. And I thought, okay. So, we did that and went to see a couple of people, and then she dropped in there, just said, I'll add this to the list, and she gave us 6 or 8 teams, that do the championship. I put this to the list, and it's come out a couple of weeks ago that Danny Buxton and Speedworks Toyota Gazoo are going to go into junior racing to start from grassroots level. Yep. And there's one or two others looking at that. as well.
So just explain to people who don't know, Danny Buxton is a well-known figure in the racing world. He used to run the UK and European GT team for McLaren, didn't he? So he's, he knows his onions, basically.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, yeah. I mean, I don't want to name drop or anything, but he took Lando Norris and his junior Ginettas at Blighton for quite a few goes out. He's a great coach, and he's a great fella, actually. You know, we've got to know him a little bit, but anyway, that's jumping ahead a little bit. But so, to be fair, I emailed all these people, you know, what you got, what you're planning, how's it work, do you have your cars, do you have our cars, and so on and so on. And with Danny at Speedworks, I just found his email address and emailed him. Nothing happened for a couple of days, and then a couple of days later we got everybody's back, you know, everybody's emails back saying we do this for this and do that for this, and this is our aim, and you know, etc.
Selling the wares.
Yeah, like they do, which is fair enough. And then
nothing from Speedworks,
2 or 3 days later, I got one from Danny saying, that's interesting. Because if I'm brutally honest, me being me, I just went, this is Daniel, bleh. You know, this is his good points, this is his bad points, this is where he struggles a little bit, this is his autism, this is dyslexia. He's a strange kid, but I love him, and all the rest of it. Don't hate me. But that's part of him, is quirky, and his that's part of his charm, really, if I'm honest. And people won't really see on this podcast what he's really like, and hopefully over the months and weeks to come, and as the story unfolds, he'll become more relaxed, because he's actually quite funny underneath. But you know, I went boo to Danny, and didn't hear anything again for a few weeks, and then said I had a round at Donington. I think this was last round or like run before last, or 2 or 3 rounds, I don't know.
Second to last round of the BTCC.
So we ended up at Donington. We said, we took a motor home, went to Donington, and next thing we know, we're 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the Saturday, after all the British touring car drivers there we're at the back of the pits there, and we're in the pits behind the ropes, the other side of the ropes, talking to Mr. Danny Buxton, and that was the hello, I'm Daniel, and he looked into his eyes, and they said a few words together. We said a few words together. There were plenty of sponsors there. You know how busy it is. There's 50, 60, whatever thousand people there. Yeah. Felt as though we were getting in the way a little bit, but you know, he were kind of taking it all in stride. Now, well, me taking a big deep breath, you know, smelling that fuel and noise and getting daddy excited.
It's quite an experience if you've never been and you're in the pits.
You don't get a lot of people don't get a chance to get that close, you see, and so I will look at computers and everything else around it, and Daniel's just taking it all in his stride, and spoke to Mr. Buxton there, didn't we, Danny, for 30 minutes or more, and I could see then, I thought, this is quite nice, actually. And he said, shook his hands, and he had to go off to see CEO of someone, see you later, and bye-bye. And so off we went back to our motorhome again, and all excited, and said, that was really good, and what do you reckon? He goes, I enjoyed that, yeah. So we didn't actually see him again, did we, for a while, and we watched the racing and involved in it close up, you know, and looked at it, watched it, and enjoyed it. A great weekend, didn't we? Yeah. Went home, and a few days later got another email saying, Silverstone, anyway, you know, so we ended up going to Silverstone a couple of weeks later. I think it was a short turnaround. And at that weekend it were Daniel's awards for the kart championship, weren't it?
Yeah, and that was the last ever karting trophy I ever got.
Yeah.
But yeah, one last memory before I go into cars.
So was it that weekend when you were chatting with the chef?
We turned up, didn't we? And the guy who was supposed to, I think Danny were in Nürburgring, the GT series. He were flying in, and when we got there, excuse me, the guy who was supposed to see the head mechanic there, I think Shedden's engine, they just had problems with engine, So they were changing his
So
engine.
it was a bit.
And next thing I know, Daniel's talking to this guy, and he was the chef, weren't he?
I had like a 20-minute conversation with him, and I also had this conversation with this girl called Vicky. She's basically like the person who looks after the tyres and like who sorts out who's for Max, Shannon, and all that. Yeah.
So you got on really well with those guys.
Yeah.
As well as a few other team members as well. And then you went into the VIP tent?
The hospitality awning.
The hospitality awning, where there was a lot of people stood listening to the drivers on stage.
Yeah, that were Alan Taylor-Smith. He's a great guy. Funny, witty. Can hold an audience. And I noticed in the corner, Daniel listened. I said, listen, concentrate like I do, trying to... And he did for 10 or 15 minutes, and then a bit of this. And then he said, can I have a go on this sim?
So there's a sim rig sat in the corner.
So I said, go on, bugger off on that sim then while I watch, daddy stuff, So I'm watching there like that, and I'm looking to the left, and 10 minutes later he walks back up and he says, I said, how did you do it? He goes, I was a second off. I went, second is all.
So just explain.
Yeah, Aaron had set a time there for his guests to beat.
Yep.
And I think it was 2 minutes and 5 or something like that.
Silverstone?
Yeah, Silverstone track, And if they beat it, they get 2 VIP tickets, all,
all added
garage,
to whatever.
And then when Daniel went on and did a 2 minutes and 4 eventually, something like that.
So went not a second go and knocked a second off his time. Was he pleased with that?
He was a bit shocked.
Yeah.
So well done, bro. And I said, thank you.
Must be a good feeling though.
Yeah, it was a really good feeling. I was like,
So was it the chef that announced that to everybody?
Yeah, well, Daniel was unbeknown and that he kind of having a dig at one or two people. Oh, this little lad who just come in, he's only 15 years old or 14 years old at the time. Or something. It's this, and Aaron bin Aaron and a few others they were having a little giggle about it. But but it was good. It was good. It was. I kind of really enjoyed. We didn't know at that point where we were gonna go. It was Danny just say, come and have a look, and we thought, we want to go have a look and see if we like the people.
The bottom line is you need to make sure it's not an alien environment and you're going to get along with it, because if you get into it, it's going to be a lifestyle for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, with all respect to the other teams, the smaller teams, and not got as as a big team. Environment, culture, etc., and I thought, is this going to suit Daniel? And then, although, we're very happy moving along, that we actually went to Brands Hatch. Then did the same thing a few weeks later. Do you want to come down there? And we went, and then a week or two later, we got a phone call and offered a place on this program. Basically, that's what happened.
The Speedworks Rising Stars Development Program. Sponsored by Toyota Gazoo. A quick note, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, head to carevents.com and discover car meets near you.
We were impressed with, obviously, the thing they sent through with what they've got to do, and they've got to do media training with Jade Edwards, and, they've got some fantastic drivers in there that's going to mentor them, George.
So Jade Edwards, British touring car driver.
So that's it, the contract was sent out and we signed it.
It took him like 2 weeks because he kept asking, who's going to pay for this, who's going to pay for that, and Danny won't go that far until he signs the contract.
Yeah,
we were going back and forth.
Yeah.
What about this, what about that? I just wanted to...
You've got to see where you stand, though. It's a big step. There's a lot involved. It's massive.
We were really appreciative of the offer, the rest of it, and I kind of quite liked... At that point, I was kind of a bit nervous, if I'm honest, because I said... I've sent some results and I've sent some lap times. I've got one or two people to vouch for him, and he just said to me, listen, I've got one or two people that's vouched for him as well. I said, it's pretty handy, Daniel, and I got a good feeling about him.
So your name's already gone about.
So I just says, I thought, I'm going to go with this one. Yeah. And he just tapped his heart, and I went, oh, crikey, which threw me a little bit, being a business person, as it were.
Well,
oh, God.
I mean, I know you're always an err on the side of caution type of person. And yeah, I mean, like you say, it's serious as this. This is, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know,
I don't want him to feel under pressure or too serious, but he has to realise that actually
it's a step up.
These
from
guys, at top level, these guys mean it.
Yeah, you're going to meet more of your American mate and the Russian guy, and you know, there's going to be more of that. But as I say, I'm confident with your mindset, and I think you'll absolutely nail it. I've got every confidence in you, 100%. Yeah.
So that was November time.
So first race is
April.
in April, which is where?
It's Snetterton.
It's Snetterton. Yeah. So have we done Snetterton before?
I've done one test day there.
Yeah.
Because he wanted me to do 3 days.
Yeah.
Because he did my first test day with me and he was that impressed with me. He said to my dad, right, do these 3 days. And he said, oh, where? When? Like, in week each. And he said, no, just full on 3 days.
Your dad told me. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I'm like, okay.
Bit of a shock, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And I think I realised then, I thought, because he'd done pretty handy, I said, listen, man, I'd like you to just go out with him, make sure you're happy and all the rest of it. And he had I remember it, probably 4th time in a car or something, and it kind of went, and it was wet and damp.
Oh, Snetterton's a fast circuit, isn't it?
And then we went to Snetterton. Well,
where was
was back
sorry?
at Blyton.
That was Blyton, sorry.
And then he said, when I phoned him on the way back, I said, I had a good day in that, I'm really happy. And I'm glad we've done this today, because, Danny takes a lot of, he's done a lot of coaching over the years, famous people as well, and touring car drivers, etc. So I wanted some feedback, if I'm honest. Not that I've no faith in him, because I have actually deep down. I've got a lot of faith in him.
But you've got nothing to gauge Daniel's speed against, have you? Against other people.
No.
Whereas the guys who are doing it day in, day out for a job, they know where you sit and whereabouts you're fitting in with other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's alien to you, so you've got no way of judging that.
All this is happened so quick as well.
Yeah.
From Danny, he can't even bloody drive, to be honest, can he?
Well,
there's 3
so
pedals.
when was your first test day at Blyton? When did you first step into a car?
August.
August, so 6 months. And you're now signed to race cars next year.
Yeah.
That's some steep learning curve.
Yeah, on the way back, we kind of got this phone call. I said we had a little chat, and I got out of the shower or bath, and he got out of the bath, and I got this text saying, "Do you fancy Snetterton, Brands Hatch, and Alton Park?" And I thought, I haven't got dry yet, So I had a little look, and I says, "What weeks are these then?" And he went, "Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week." And I went, "Oh God, I've got bloody messages popped up," you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And I went, "Monday, Tuesday, hey, when? What? Hey, how? And I didn't tell Daniel straight away, because I thought, as soon as you tell him something, he's chomping at the bit. Come on, let's get at it, let's go for it, I said to Nicola, my wife, and she said same. She said, "You're joking, aren't you?" So you get your Google Maps out, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
That's some miles, yeah.
So Sunday afternoon, after the last race of the Grand Prix season, we set off Sunday.
November.
No, Abu Dhabi, weren't it?
Yes.
So October, whatever. And is it end of
End
October?
of October, November. Can't remember.
November.
You'll know.
Yeah, whichever it was.
Yeah.
We're not taking any notice of F1 anymore. It's
Not yet.
touring cars now.
A few years yet.
Yeah. So we headed off, and me personally, I thought, this is hard, and we just wanted to get him on a circuit, and you can remember it was windy, it was rainy, it was terrible for 3 or 4 days, and we had everything over them 3 or 4 days, but that's a separate podcast, actually. Some of the things that went off them days, they were eye-opener to me, because they were open tracks, you see.
Yeah.
So
there's everything.
gumball kind of characters.
Yeah.
Well, these tracks were full of gumball characters.
No, I've been there, seen it.
And not that I'm against the gumball lads.
I know what you mean. There's all sorts on there. And you've just got to
very interesting.
think, right, I'll just go back in while they're coming, then I'll go back out again. And
So off we went. It was fantastic. We just got up, the Monday morning, 7:30, 8:30. They're outside, all a little bit under the radar, so to speak, nothing fancy and everything. Get him in a car and let's see what you like on a big circuit.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, really enjoyed it actually.
Your face.
Our last session of the Snetterton day, we were just coming towards the end of the session. He wanted me start calming down and just going smoothly.
Yep.
And first corner, this Fiesta ST.
Yeah.
He drops loads of oil. And then I went over it. Then I went on a 90-degree slide.
Yeah.
I was sliding for about 2 or 3 yards. Then Danny
catch it?
grabs the wheel and I just snaps it back. Even he was shocked. He was like,
what happened there?
God.
Yeah. But you caught it all right, and
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That just showed him that
reactions.
I can save the car.
So it's those natural reactions and the feel for the car, and I mean, a lot of people don't have that. And I've sat in with people and I said, how long's your car been doing that? Or mention little quirks about the car. Like, what do you mean? I said, well, when you're in mid-corner, it sits down or it does. Oh, I don't know. I've never noticed that. Thinking, how can you not? But I suppose unless you know that, then, it's alien to some people. It's...
Yeah, there's natural reactions, which threw me a little bit because he's used to rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Normally, naturally embedded.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest worry, getting into a front-wheel drive, because you know what it's like, because
completely different.
You had a little bit of a moment at Alton Park, didn't you? Which you did very well at, but
Yeah. Right after that, we wanted to do some car control, so we put slicks at the rear, wets at the front, so it kicks round.
Yeah.
And when people go into a spin, they just start panicking. Yeah. While some people, if they just focus on saving the spin, it's most likely you'll try to save it because it's just your natural.
Probably 50% of the time you'll get out of it, won't you?
But if it's in a slide that you can't save, you're spinning. If you can't control it.
But you're aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And you go for the least worst option, don't you?
Yeah.
The best option, you think, I'm not going to stuff it in that barrier, I'll
try and
chuck
lead it somewhere else.
and get it in that gap over there, or, or get it into that gravel trap.
Yeah.
But it's having that mindset and that instinct to do that.
Muscle memory.
Which you've got in spades.
So all these experiences early on,
100%.
basically, just fantastic.
Yeah. You don't learn anything, or very little, from just going round and round and round.
But that means that you pushed yourself over your limit, so now...
You need to know where that limit is, so you can stay in the limit.
Yeah. So you just testing yourself and how hard you can push yourself.
Yeah.
Which is good because you know what will happen and what you can do and what you can't do for you to work on.
Yeah. So I'm very, very excited to watch the progress this year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get to a few races. Definitely.
Yeah, well...
hoping you guys, can follow along and come on the journey with them. That being said, I know you are looking for, being locally based, very local to the motorist, and proper Yorkshire lad, you are looking for people to come on the journey with you, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As almost like one big happy family. Everybody knows motorsport is not cheap. And you're looking for investors, people to come on the journey with you. If you want to drop these guys an email, we'll drop the email address in the link in the bio, in the notes on the podcast. And they can, if they're interested, get in touch. But I, for one, want to come on this journey with you, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do this year. Leading on to much bigger and better things, I'm sure. And I know we've spoken about having an evening at the Motorist.
Yeah.
With a bit of a launch, and people can come down and have a chat with you and just learn a bit more about you, the championship, and the direction you're going. So
yeah, that's the thought behind it. It's just he's a local lad. We love this place. It's a great place, and it smells of fuel.
Yeah,
that's where he's going.
Yeah.
And we just thought It's changed, obviously, because this is serious now. And yes, we're after sponsors, of course we are, but it's not just that. We want people to see if we're after long-term, short-term people that want to come to the races, they want to come to the British touring car races. Because Daniel's in this contract, he's got to do 3 or 4. The mentor is one of the touring car drivers, so he's got to mirror them all weekend, and we're hoping to get some tables there to take people who come on board with us. You know, people who are really interested in petrol heads and so it is that kind of thing.
It's the whole package you're willing to offer.
Yeah, we can offer some good stuff, and also we're talking about doing Blighton days where they can come with Daniel and go around Blighton with him. We've got I won't call it a suicide seat, but we've got a seat at the other side where
listen to him.
Yeah, where we can kind of.
Have you taken your dad round yet?
No, Danny won't let me. He doesn't want me risking anything.
I don't think your dad will let you. I don't think your dad get in with you. I'd love to get in with you. Might teach me a few things.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things we're talking about doing and that. And if they can come, we'll be there at all the junior Fiesta races, obviously all around the country, which will be offering tickets and clothing and even sim evenings with him online, or come up to our house or anything like that. So
you do realise what you've just offered there, don't you?
For the experience,
party around their house.
Yeah, we live 150 miles away. By the way, so things like that. There's lots of things we want to. We don't just want to give us some money. We want to integrate. We want to bring this place. We want to go along the journey, and I'm interested in watching him develop and mature and how it all works out and things like that. So I'm really excited, and I know the team are, especially after these last few weeks, what we've done, and I know we're not going to jump up and down about it, but it's been really positive. And we're going to try and get something together here, aren't we?
100%.
At the motorists.
Yeah, we're going to have an evening with
some touring car drivers
here.
We're
not promising yet, but we're working on a few things. So
and Danny over, and I even spoke to a guy today who's he was commentating. He commentates on Le Mans and things like that, and he's over in Dubai doing historic racing as we speak now. And he says, if you do that, Ian, I'd like to come and have a talk as well and put his story across of what he's seen of Daniel over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's interesting stuff.
It's exciting times. I'm really looking forward to watching your journey.
Yeah.
I wish you the very best of luck for this year.
Thank you.
Well, thanks ever so much for coming in. It's been great chatting. Hope you've enjoyed it.
We have.
Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And once again, if you check the link out in the notes below, drop them an email and come on this journey with them. Thanks ever so much, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Cheers. Looking for your new favourite t-shirt or hoodie? Head to the DriveLife store and discover our range of automotive-inspired clothing. Use the link in the show notes below and use code podcast10 at checkout for 10% off.